Hello and welcome back. We'll continue looking at section 1.1 in this video. And the next thing that we'll do is we have been looking at degrees. So 1 degree is 1/360th of the way around, through one rotation. And we can talk about degrees with decimals if we want to. So we could talk about, say, 2.5 degrees and things like this. But to really talk about really fine details, we can split degrees into minutes and seconds as well. So this is fairly easy to remember, these conversions. There are 360 minutes per degree, and there's 60 minutes per degree and 60 seconds per minute. So 60 seconds per minute is just like with time, and again 60 minutes per degree, it's almost as if a degree is 1 hour. So 60 minutes per degree also kind of makes sense. The symbols, we will use degree, so we've already been using just a little circle. 1 minute is just one little apostrophe like here, and a second is 2, kind of like feet and inches as well. So here's a question: how many seconds are there per degree? Well, there are 60 seconds per 1 minute, and then there are 60 minutes per 1 degree. And if we multiply, our units will cancel, and 60 times 60 is going to be 3,600 seconds per every 1 degree. So there are 3,600 seconds per degree. So this is quite a bit. So what we want to do now is look at, how do we really compute things using minutes and seconds? I think for most of the semester we'll focus on just using degrees and using decimals here, but it's good to really understand how to use minutes and seconds. So here we have two numbers, two angles that we want to add together. So we have 45 degrees, 36 minutes and 5 seconds, and we want to add 16 degrees, 51 minutes and 10 seconds. So the way that we do this, we have to add like to like. We cannot add minutes and seconds directly. We can't add degrees and seconds or degrees and minutes directly. We can only add degrees to degrees and minutes to minutes and seconds to seconds. Otherwise, we're trying to add apples and oranges together. So what we'll do is we'll just go straight across, and we'll add this kind of like you would expect. So we've got 5 seconds and 10 seconds, and that will add up to 15 seconds. We've got 36 minutes and 51 minutes. So if we add this together, we will get 97 minutes. And we've got 45 degrees and 16 degrees, and this will add up to 61 degrees. Now we look at this, and immediately something seems fishy, because here I have 97 minutes, but there's 60 minutes per every degree. So why talk about 97 minutes? I can take an entire degree in here and carry it over. So 97 minutes is the same thing as 1 degree, and if I subtract 60 from this, there will be 37 minutes left over. So instead of writing 97 minutes here, I'm going to use 1 degree and 37 minutes. So I still have the same number of seconds. I now only have 37 minutes, but I have an extra degree pop out. And there we go. This would be kind of like saying it's 1:67 o'clock. We don't go into 67. We carry over, and that would be 2:07. So when we have more than 60 minutes, we're just going to pull them out and put them as degrees. The same with seconds. With 15 seconds, that's okay. If we had more than 60 seconds, we would just say put it as a minute. over here, we've got 90 degrees, and I want to take away 17 degrees and 42 minutes. So when we see 90 degrees, what this really means is we've got 90 degrees and we've got no minutes. So I want to take away 42 from 0, and I can't really do that. I can't take 42 away from 0. So I'm going to have to borrow some minutes from these degrees over here. And again, every degree is worth 60 minutes. So I'll borrow 1 degree, and I'll be left with 89 degrees. And instead of having 0 minutes, I've now got 60 minutes, because that's how many minutes there are in every degree. So 89 degrees and 60 minutes is the same thing as the original 90 degrees and 0 minutes. But now I can take 60 minutes minus 42 minutes, will give me a leftover 18 minutes. And my 89 degrees minus the 17 degrees gives me 72 degrees. And that looks like a real angle. We've got 72 degrees and 18 minutes. That's perfectly fine. So this is how we will add and subtract degrees with minutes and seconds. So one thing that we should also be able to do is, if you're given something in terms of degrees, minutes, and seconds, we should be able to turn that just into a decimal of degrees. And if we're given some decimal that's describing degrees, we should be able to say, oh, it's about this many degrees, this many minutes, and this many seconds. So let's focus on turning degrees, minutes, and seconds into just degrees with decimals, and we'll just round to the nearest thousandth. So first of all, we've got 16 degrees, and I want to turn this next number, which is 42 minutes, I want to turn that into degrees. Well, there are 60 degrees per minute. Sorry, there are 60 minutes per degree. So I only have 42 minutes, so I'm going to have 42 divided by 60 degrees. So what's that, about 2/3 of a degree here. So that's how many minutes there were, but this is going to be turning into degrees. And then likewise, I have 5 seconds. And we saw before that there are 3,600 seconds per every degree. So how many degrees are in here? Well, 5 divided by 3,600. I will never not make that mistake, so I apologize right now. So again, degrees are just degrees. I don't have to do any conversion. 42 minutes, there's 60 minutes per degree, so I don't quite have 1 degree in here. I still have to divide by 60, and there are 3,600 seconds per degree, so I've got to divide by this number. And from here, all we can really do is plug this into a calculator. This is pretty easy to plug into a calculator. This number is pretty easy. This number is pretty easy, and we can add them all together. I did this ahead of time, and we should get 16 plus a little bit extra. So this is going to be 0.701 degrees. Most of the 0.7 comes from the 42 minutes, and this 0.001 is about the 5 seconds part of this. Okay, so this is fairly straightforward. You just divide by the correct factor to get this. Converting backward is maybe a little bit trickier, but it's not too bad. So the way that I want to do this is I'm going to slowly take this apart one step at a time. So if I start with 59.812 degrees, and I want to write this as degrees in terms of degrees, minutes, and seconds, I can see that, okay, I've got 59 degrees plus a little bit extra. So I'm just going to write this down as, so this is going to be 59 degrees plus a little bit extra. And this little bit extra is going to be 0.182 degrees. And I'm just splitting this apart into two numbers. I've got the part before the decimal and the part after the decimal. But 0.182 degrees, that isn't quite 1 degree. So I'm going to convert this into minutes. So how many minutes is this? This is going to be 59 degrees. The way to convert degrees into minutes is we're going to multiply, I'll just use an X, we're going to multiply by 60. Again, this is going to be 60 degrees per minute. So overall, this is how many minutes I'm going to have. If I do this calculation, again, I just have to plug it into a calculator. We get 48.72. Okay, so we're nearly there. This is going to be 59 minutes plus, 59 degrees plus a few minutes. And this is exactly 48 minutes, so 48.72 minutes. But this 0.72 here, I don't care about parts of minutes, I care about seconds. So again, I'm going to play the same game. We have 59 degrees plus 48 minutes plus a little bit extra. So I've got 48 minutes plus 0.72 minutes. And again, I don't want minutes, I don't want parts of minutes here, I want to turn this into seconds. Well, there are 60 seconds per every minute. So what was 59 degrees, 48 minutes, and 0.72 minutes, I'm going to turn that 0.72, multiply it by our factor of 60, and now this is going to be how many seconds we have. So again, we have 59 minutes, 59 degrees, 48 minutes, and then lastly, 60 times 0.72 is going to be 43.2 seconds. And our question asks us to round to the nearest second, so I don't have to include, so I'm going to round 43.2 to the nearest whole number. So at the very end, we'll get 59 degrees, 48 minutes, and 43 seconds. And this is our answer. So again, we just take whatever's left over, and we convert from degrees to minutes by multiplying by 60. And then we convert from minutes to seconds by multiplying by 60. Cool. And then the last part is just going to be talking about angles in standard position and coterminal angles. So the standard position that an angle is going to be in, the initial side is going to be right along the x-axis, and the vertex of the angle is going to be right here at the origin. So a 60-degree angle is going to look something like this. So here we have the initial side on the x-axis, and we have the terminal side up here. So for instance, a right angle, a 90-degree angle, in standard position is going to have the initial side here, and the terminal side is going to be pointing at a 90-degree angle. It's going to be pointing straight up along the y-axis. So this is going to be a standard right angle. Now, this isn't to say that we can't draw angles elsewhere. It's not as if I can't draw an angle up here, or I could draw an angle that's, say, coming down. These just aren't standard, and it's going to be a little bit easier to try to draw angles with their initial side pointing straight to the right, and their terminal side and their vertex right here at the origin. And I think I will finish the last little bit of the lecture in the next video.